All right, and we are live. Oh, got a question already by Clayton. Any good churches? Oh, question's fading away. Any good churches down in Coronado you would suggest? When I was down in Coronado, I went to a church called Horizon. The pastor was Mike McIntosh, but I don't think that he's pastoring that church anymore. But that was a good church. A church I haven't been to, so I can't really speak on the teachings, but I've heard good things from people that I trust. It's called The Rock. So the Rock Church, and the pastor there is a former NFL football player by the name of Miles McPherson. So that's one worth checking out, definitely. So just wanted to try out the feed at the house here, see how smooth of an internet connection I have. And so if you guys, as you tune in, if you could pop up in the comments and let me know, what it sounds like. We're here in the garage right now, and I'm about to do a pull-up workout. It's a 30-minute workout. So if you guys have like a desktop or a laptop that's near a pull-up bar, maybe you can hang one from, the doorway of your house. You could join along with me. So as you guys pop in, just let me know what the sound is like. I'm broadcasting from my house for the first time. This is just off my iPhone and it's off the internet. So we're here in my garage. I just got back off my trip from, I was out in St. Louis a couple days ago and about to get this every minute on the minute workout started. It's about 30 minutes long. And the idea behind that, and every minute on the minute, or, the acronym for that is EMOM. Um, you take a particular exercise and you do a certain amount of reps every single minute on the minute. So you get a stopwatch going. One of the apps that I really like to use, and so I ended up busting this out on the iPad because I mentioned it to you guys last time I broadcasted from that hotel. It's called Tabata Pro. So I'll pull it up on the iPad right here, and the thing doesn't cost much at all. I think it's like 99 cents. Couldn't be more than a few bucks. So it's worth its weight in gold. So this is the app. It's going to look mirrored right now because the way I have the camera reversed. But basically, what I could do is I could set up a certain amount of time that I want to. That word right there is prepare. That's what it looks like mirrored. So if I want to prepare for about a minute, I can set in the amount of time that I prepare, and then you set in the amount of time that you want to work. So since this is an every minute on the minute, hey, Mr. Trucker, I'm at home in my garage today. How's the audio? Is the audio okay? Let me know. So this is every minute on the minute, rest time 0 because I just want the minutes to keep rolling, right? And then I can set the number of cycles. So we're going to do this for 30 minutes. So that's great because then I don't got to keep track. And it's kind of give you. And so this is a great app right here. I don't have to keep counting them. Sounds cool. All right. So this is what we're going to do. I'm just getting back into the pull-up game. Back into the working out game. I had a nasty month in November of travel. And so the last time I did this pull up workout, which was my first pull up workout in a long, long time, I did 4 pull ups every minute on the minute for 30 minutes. So that totaled out to 120 pull ups. And that was a little tough towards the end. So what I should do now is I should try and increase it. And so I'm going to be going for 5 pull ups every minute on the minute. Ideally, I get through the first 10 rounds like that. And if I begin to fade, I think that's somewhat acceptable. You're not always going to be able to increase that number up by 1 for the entire set. But if I can get through 10 sets of 5, that would be cool. And then try and finish out the rest like I did before, 4 pull-ups every minute on the minute. That's the ideal world. And then, hey, if I wind up getting 5 all the way across, awesome. But what you do, and this will go for anybody doing this. Maybe you're just starting this type of pull-up exercise, and you can only do 1 pull-up every minute on the minute, or 2 pull-ups every minute on the minute. What you do is wherever you fade off, maybe all of a sudden, like 17 rounds into it, you just can't do the 2. You can only do 1. Well, just mark that down. Just take note of it. I promise when you come back to that exercise, you will be able to surpass that number. You might make it all the way through the entire workout with that number intended, or you'll get a little bit farther down the line. Maybe make it to the 28th set, and then you have your next goal. All right. And so what's great about these every minutes on the minutes is you could track your progress, and it's great because you could scale it as well. It doesn't matter where you're at, like in terms of ability. Um, So I'm going to be going for 5. And so we're going to get this started just a little bit here. I got my app going. Starting session. So starting session. I got 1 minute before it's real start time. I got my pull-up bar over here in the garage at home. The garage is a mess. So thankfully the shot's tight enough for you guys to not be able to see the total mess. I got a little bit of climbing chalk there because that bar gets greased up. And what we should be trying to do too is switch up the way that we do pull-ups. And the way that you do that is maybe do a pull-up on like a regular bar, like a narrow bar. Right now on this Rogue rack, I've got a narrow bar on one side and a fat bar, and I'm on the fat bar right now. And so, like I said, if you're just tuning in, I'm going to be trying to do 5 pull-ups every minute on the minute. And the ultimate goal is to do that for 30 minutes straight. We'll see how it goes. So I got 9 seconds. You'll kind of hear how this thing pops off. Go. So 60 seconds. And so I'm off the bar. That was about 15 seconds of work. So you get 45 seconds rest before the next one. And so, yeah, we'll see how long I can keep 5 pull-ups going like that. It catches up to you. That didn't feel hard right there, but it slowly catches up to you. And I like these kind of like slow grinding, workouts. A lot of workouts in buds are like that. And real critical thing here about your pull-ups is, man, go all the way down, all the way up, and don't do like the kicking and kipping and stuff like that, especially if you're planning on going to buds, because that's completely unacceptable. They won't put up with that at all. So don't be jerking around up there on the bar. 2. All right, next set. All right, we'll see how it goes. I still don't know. All right, so let's take some questions while we're here. Do you cut the hole in the roof? Yeah, I did. I cut the hole in the roof of my garage so my head would clear. And my original intent behind that was so that I could do like bar muscle ups. The problem with that is I got to cut out another beam, and if I cut out another beam, it's a whole nother like reconstruction of the roof. But at least my head clears. So yeah, I cut that out. That was my decision when I moved into this place. The garage was supposed to be like my sanctuary. Like everything else, my wife can decide what she wants to do with it. The garage is my space. But what happens is this: you take off on a trip, you're gone for a few days. You come back home, all of a sudden there's a few boxes sitting on my my little area where I'm weightlifting, or I find women's clothes hanging from my power rack. This is supposed to be a power rack, not a clothing rack for drying things. And so this is just the battle of every man and woman, married husband and wife. The garage is supposed to be the man cave. What happens is if you leave your cave unattended, someone else will move in. And so every now and then I have to lay siege. I have to, get the other things out. All right, 10 seconds here. So far, so good. 3 sets under the belt. All right. All right, we'll see how it goes. I'd love to make it through all 30 sets. That'd be awesome. But if I don't this time, I'll get it maybe the next time or the time after that. Yeah, yard sale. I'll tell you one of the things I do is I put like stuff that just doesn't seem to get used in large, like hefty bags. I'll kind of put it to the corner of the garage, and I put it like in a quarantine area where it just sits there for a long time. And if she never asks, like, "Hey, have you ever seen this thing or that thing?" then I know she doesn't really need it. And so it goes to Goodwill. I make a lot of things disappear in my house that way. I love to clear things out, take the kids' toys they don't play with anymore. We buy them plenty of toys anyway, so why not get rid of the ones they don't use? I try not to be too sentimental with things like that. They totally could go to like a better use, So, all right, five sets through it. All right, I think I can get to the 10 for sure, at least. All right, you guys got any questions? We're just burning off some time here. 45-second interval. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I'll take that. Thank you. It's that time of year, Christmas, getting packages delivered to the door. My wife said she's already got all of her Christmas shopping done. That was as of yesterday. And it's just because of all the stuff that you can get. You still go diving? It's been a little while. Here's my spear gun right here. Gotta get the next 5. Ooh, the slight fade is beginning. We're 6 rounds into it. I'm hefty right now too. I need to get back down to that like 175 range. That'd be a good place to be. I'm like 200 right now. I was actually a little bit more than 200 just last week. And I know that because we took our son to the doctor. He wouldn't step on the scale. And so the doctor's like, why don't you step on? We'll weigh you. And then you carry your son. I'm like, yeah, sure. I thought for sure I'd be like under 190. It was like 204 or something like that. Not good. That's crazy. That's bad. But I'll get back down there. All right. Next set 5. Whew. That fat bar is not too easy either. One thing I like to do when the bar gets a little greased up, so obviously the chalk, but then also switching directions. So instead of doing the pulse this way, do it this way. For whatever reason, when I switch like that, it feels like I got a better grip. So if you guys are just tuning in, we're doing every minute on the minute pull-up workout. I'm trying to do better than I did last time, which last time was 4 pull-ups every minute on the minute for 30. Now I'm on to the 5s. And I'm just trying to hang on to 5 as long as I can before I fade. And then I'll mark that down wherever I fade, if I do. All right. It makes such a difference, though, when you put on weight. Big time on those pull-ups. I'm doing weighted pull-ups right now. If you were to move from California, which state would you prefer to move? Texas or Florida? One of those two. What's the timer app that you're using? So the timer app, it's called Tabata Pro. This is what it kind of looks like on an iPad. So I got 10 seconds left before this next set. I just did, basically I got 23, 22 cycles left once this goes. And it's like super cheap. You could play music over it too. Obviously, I'm not doing the music because I'm talking to you guys. All right. So one more set will at least get me to that mini goal of 10 sets at 5. What are the questions you guys got going on while we're killing some time here? When I was active duty, man, like Scott got me to a point where I was able to do north of like 30 strict dead hang pull-ups. Can you do a seal pull-up for the video? These basically are all SEAL pull-ups. It's no kipping, you know. Here's the next buzzer. All right, another 5. So that's 10 so far. 10 rounds. All right. We're going to keep going, of course. Which group or band? I usually just like, for music, question about music, I don't like have a lot of downloaded music. I'll do like Pandora and just do like some type of alternative, alternative music. I don't have a lot of favorites in terms of the music category. Sorry. I actually prefer to like listen to podcasts and or messages. Like I like to do that. Just above the bar. Oh, you mean for SEAL? Okay. No. In SEAL training, not every pull up is chest to bar. Fading. It's in training though, it's definitely chin to the bar for sure. And what they'll do is they give you a command on the up and the down. So you can't just, if you got to do 5 pull-ups, you can't just bang out 5 pull-ups. They'd say up, you go up. There's like a slight pause, and then they say down, you go down. Up, down. Sometimes they love to play games. They say up, and they just make you stay there. And they act like they forgot about you. You're sitting there in a static hold, like, down. So they know how to make like 5 or 6 pull-ups feel like 20. There's the fade. All right, get this one. Okay, I might have another set of 5 in me. We'll see. When you start to fade, you crash hard. So we're at what? That was the 11th set, I think, right there. So I'll mark that down. And like maybe I only get like another set, and then I'll take it down to 4s the rest of the way. So we'll figure it out. Either way, the volume and intensity is going up from last workout. And it's cool to track your progress like this. Because if I don't make it all the way through, I'll tell you this, wherever I miss, I'll crush that the next time I come back. And it's fun to do that then. Barely on that one. All right. All right, what are the comments we got? No, never been stationed in Germany. Came back from Iraq through Germany, and we stayed out there for a little bit on the way back. They kind of call that like a decompression time period, so that when you come back home, you don't just flip out on everybody. But I don't know how useful that really is. All right. So I did, what was it, 13? 17 cycles to go, which means I've done 13. This last one each time. All right, got through 14 rounds. 14 rounds of the 5s. Cool. Not too bad. Pathetic if I was trying to go into SEAL training, but not too bad for me. Well, the never quit attitude, whether you learn it when you're young or not, you could learn it now. You can. It is a little harder to teach an old dog new tricks, but These things could be trained. These things could be lost, you know? I'll explain after this next attempt. I feel the grip going. Oh, shoot. I still owe 2. This might be the one. Okay. So, I got through 14. Now I'm going to struggle to do the 4 because I pushed so hard on that last one. Now 4 is going to be tough. I might regain it. We'll see. So, I got 18 seconds. I got to shake it out. Okay, so remember that. Failed on the 15th. Failed on the 15th set of 5. So next time I come back, man, I'm crushing that. And we'll get it on video. But watch, now 4 is going to be tough because I tried so hard to get the 5. Okay. Yeah, I got my chin up there. But I'll come back stronger in the next one because it was the last set before. I'm still recovering from it. Still got 14 to go. 14 more rounds, guys. So hopefully this is more of a video that guys can use too to, go back when it's uploaded. And this will track some progress. I saw a question a little bit ago about asking me if I'm running. I haven't been running lately because like 3 months ago I tore my LCL in jiu-jitsu, like really bad. Like I couldn't even like walk fast for 2 months. So that's still coming back together. It's still healing up. One thing I can do is bike now. So I started doing biking. It's just not the same impact on the LCL. The LCL is the lateral collateral ligament. Runs on the outside of your knee. It's one of those really important ones that like attaches your femur to the bottom part of your leg. And that thing popped. And when that thing popped, dude, I went from 0 pain to it popped. And I just fell back like I got shot by a sniper. I just got sniped. Hurt so bad. I was just there on the mat. And I've broken a lot of bones in my life. Yeah, I'm into jiu-jitsu. I've broken a lot of bones in my life. And that was up there. That LCL tear was up there for sure. I've compression fractured my back 2 times. I've broken both my arms at the same time. I've broken my left wrist like 2 times. And that LCL thing was bad. How long I've been doing jiu-jitsu? Only a year and a half, man. So I'm a blue belt. Yeah, I wish I got started on the whole, actually going and, on a regular basis, like early on. In the teams, there's guys that, were jiu-jitsu guys, and they would kind of, instead of working out, they'd say, hey, let's go hit the mat, and we'd roll, and not knowing any jiu-jitsu at all against these guys that, like some of our black belts, it's like not even close. And if anyone out there practices jiu-jitsu, they know that. So it wasn't until recently that I actually started going to a gym. I go to Clever's Jiu-Jitsu, Clever Luciano. He's a multiple-time world champion. He's a stud. And he's an active MMA fighter. And that guy's inspiring because, he's like in his mid-40s, and he's still fighting guys that are like young bucks up and coming, like in their prime. So getting to spend time around him, that's like iron sharpening iron right there. So I have 2 bikes, but I haven't been doing anything on the road or in the dirt. I recently got a Peloton. I got it as a gift from my wife, and it's just like that commercial. I wind up using it like all the time. That thing's pretty bad. And so I don't do the classes so much. I like to do just the free ride. And I kind of set up my own like intervals and stuff like that. But yeah, I just did a little over 20 miles the other day. Day before that, or not the day, but the workout before that, I did a 50 miler. Whew, struggling. I think I'm gonna make it though. 10 more sets to go. So what I like is the heart monitor on that thing too. They got a heart monitor on the Peloton, and I don't know. This might not be a good idea, but I love to go over what is supposedly 100% max of the heart rate. I like to go touch that peak. And so every now and then, like it shows you a percentage on the heart rate. Like, hey, you're at 85%, you're at 90%. I've climbed that thing up to 103%. And I think that the way that they do that is they take 220 minus your age, so 34. And so whatever that number is, like 180 something beats. They say that's your max. But I say, hey, I might be 34, but I feel like I'm 21. I refuse to be old. Yeah, we'll get through this. It's more than 20 pull-ups though. If I've got 9 more sets to go of 4, what is that, like 36? I don't know. My math is weak lately. Why did I choose jiu-jitsu over other martial arts? Because I think that it really is like the best foundation. Um, Almost every fight in the street goes to the ground, doesn't it? And I chose it for a lot of reasons. I didn't put like a ton of thought into it. Clever jiu-jitsu is literally like a walk away from my house. And the crazy thing is he's a multiple time world champion. So I'm like, I can't pass up that opportunity. I got a guy literally just a walk away from my house teaching people. And so at the time, I began to get overweight again. And I heard something else, weightlifting. I was really into like doing the Olympic weightlifting for a while, like heavy clean and jerks and heavy snatches. And I jacked my shoulder in a way that I just couldn't do it. So I was like, man, I got to do something active. And so I went over to Clubbers. But, you know, every fight will go to the ground for the most part. And so, you know, I just think it's one of the better self-defense systems. It's important not only to keep you in shape, but here's what I learned along the way. It's like going over there to that gym. I went over there initially just to get back in shape. I wasn't really too worried about becoming like a jiu-jitsu ninja, you know? But what ended up happening is I ended up meeting a lot of really cool people. And so I really do find myself going a lot more times, like just for the sake of the camaraderie of the people. It's family. And that's really cool. And I know that there's a lot of jiu-jitsu gyms that are like that out there. And so you benefit a lot from jiu-jitsu. It's a great humble pie. Oh man, it keeps you humble. There's no space for hubris, right? There's always somebody. There's always somebody that could choke you out, or armbar you, tap you out. And if there's not somebody inside your gym, I promise you, there's somebody in some other gym, you know, that could do it. And so it puts your ego in check. I kind of call it like a cleansing. If I go to jiu-jitsu, I come back, I feel like I've been cleansed of the so-called demons, you know? I feel relaxed. Oh, what is this? Struggle. All right, I got 6 more rounds of that. I can get that. I better not fall off on the fours. So if you're just tuning in, my pipe dream goal was to get 5 reps for 30 sets. Even though before the previous time, I didn't even come close to that. I got through 15. I think I fell off on the 15th. in terms of trying to hit 5 every time. So that's a good marker right there. And so now I'm just finishing out the rest of the 30. It's a 30-minute EMOM. So it's cool because like you literally know exactly how long you're gonna be working out. If you're like, man, I got 30 minutes. What can you do in 30 minutes? If you do the 4, hang on, let me focus. So like when I got through the four reps for 30 minutes, like in that 30-minute time period, I got 120 pull-ups. Like that's not bad if you got a little 30-minute window that opens up. And you can do this stuff with push-ups, dips, of course, squats, all kinds of great stuff you could do this with. And so I got this app. I think it's called Tabata Pro. It's going to look backwards for you guys here, but you literally could set any amount of time that you want on that clock. You could set any kind of rest period you want to put on the clock, and you could set any number of sets you want to do. So if I want to do 30, I don't got to keep track and keep counting. It tells me, Chad, you just did you had 6 to go before you hit that bar. Now you're going into 5. You got 5 more sets of 4. So I don't need to keep track. Now I just got 4 sets to go. All right, I'm gonna get through that. Dude, yeah, that United flight with the cockroach, I tagged them in that too. I was gonna see if they would respond. So if you guys didn't see it on like Instagram, my story, I'm sitting there. I was stoked. I got the upgrade to first class. Stoked to get an upgrade on the road back home. And I look down at my feet, and there's a cockroach scurrying around. It's climbing up the wall. That thing's just going around all over the place. That cockroach was flying first class. And you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have eaten the food after that, but I did. Then I ate the cockroach, 5 grams of protein. Just kidding. So there's 2 things that'll happen next time I do this workout. I'll be stronger, and since I'm working out again, and I'm kind of being careful about the way I eat, I'll be lighter, which that's a double whammy. Pull-ups become so much easier. No. Do I think I'll ever run for office? I don't think so. I have no desire to do that. No desire. Sorry. Till next workout? Oh, are you taking off? I still got some sets to go here. That part's slippery. It's a battle to the end. Battle to the end. I got 2 more sets to go. I'm barely hitting that 4th each time. This is comical. Lay off the steaks? I don't know if I could do that. Man, yeah, it's just there's no real excuses. So, but I ate like junk on my last trip, man. I don't mean trip singular. I mean last string of trips throughout November. How many faded away? How many days will you rest until you try this workout again? I will do pull-ups again of some sort tomorrow. I do believe you could do calisthenics every day. You don't have to take like any breaks. Like I do like to take Sunday just because that's the Lord's day. Oh, struggle. The struggle is real. What kind of pulse will I do tomorrow, though? It won't be this workout. It won't be something like pushing myself as hard. It'll be kind of like that whole grease in the groove. Let me think of like a variation I might do. So here's one I might do. Believe it or not, I'll do the weighted pull-ups. But I might just do like sets of 2, like just a bunch of doubles, like maybe 15 to 30 sets of doubles. I got like a little 20-pound vest on. And it's amazing then the next time I go back to a body weight pull-up workout after that, like I feel the strength right away. All right, last and final. Let's make it good. I'll try and make all these deliberate. 1, 2, 3. I'm going too slow. Last one. 4. That's that. And so when you're done, it'll let you know you're done. Sounds off a cool little like beep alarm. Let's see what we got. Comments. Do I still keep up with the fellows at Living Waters? It's been too long since I've gone over there. So this is how the workout ends. That's a nice sound right there. So that's just some pull-ups for today. What did I do? So I got through 14 sets. I fell off on the 15th in terms of doing the 5s. So I had 70 pull-ups by that point, and then did 16 rounds with the 4s. So what is that? If you guys got a calculator, 16 with the 4s, you got 60 and 12, 72. So 70 and 72. I did 142 pull-ups total in 30 minutes, right? In that little small amount of time. And that's not too bad, right? Am I right about? I'm off on those numbers. I'm off on those numbers. Do 14 times 5, and then 16 times 4, and that would be the total number of pull-ups. I could always go back and figure this out later. I don't know if I have a calculator on here. See if someone could do that on the comments. I'm just kind of curious what the total number would be. 134. Okay. 134 pull-ups in 30 minutes. Not too bad. So when I was doing this on a real regular basis, looks like the thing just froze. Can you guys hear me? Because I'm looking at myself right now and I am blinking. It totally froze. All right, you guys hear me? Can you see me? Because I'm frozen on my screen right now. Yeah, okay. Doesn't matter to me. I don't need to see myself. Yeah, so yeah, when I was doing these pull-ups on a regular basis, it didn't take too long to get to this point. I was doing 7s. So I was doing 7 pull-ups every minute on the minute for the 30 minutes. So I was hitting 210 pull-ups in 30 minutes. And I mean, I was not struggling on those. I started throwing push-ups in between too. So the cool thing about these every minutes on the minutes is that, and I'll get there. You guys will see. I'm going to keep up on this, and you'll see. Well, I'll be doing the 7s. Now, I'm not going to put a predictor on it, but in the very near future, I'll be doing that. The interesting thing is when you start doing more pull-ups, what happens is you eat up more time on the clock to do those pull-ups. And so not only are you doing more pull-ups, but you're also getting less and less rest time each time. And so it kind of doubles up on you in that way. Some of these like every minute on the minute workouts that I was doing in the past where I would do pull-ups and push-ups, it was like by the time I got done with the pull-ups and the push-ups, I look at the clock and there's virtually no rest time like on the clock to get going again. Yeah, it's frozen. I don't know what to do about that. But that's the end of the workout, I guess. So if you guys can hear me, I can still see your comments. I wanted to try out the feed at the house here. I don't have the greatest internet. I don't pay for like really expensive internet. So I've got like the bare bones package. And maybe I need to upgrade that or something like that. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions you want to throw in the comment section real quick, I could at least respond to it audio wise. I wonder why it froze. I wonder if I flip the camera. I'm gonna try flipping the camera. Yeah, it's completely frozen. So that's weird. Who knows? But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate you. And I'll post another workout. Or what I would really like to do is if your guys' questions or anything that I could speak to in terms of Christianity or some of the events that are going on today, some of the value issues that are going on. Like I'm not interested in politics, but I am interested in like values, and those do intersect from time to time. Obviously, like in the areas of abortion or just gender. Um, it pops up in all different types of areas. What is good, what is bad, and you just see the world today like calling what is evil, they call it good, and what is good they call it evil. It's nuts. And so we're living in an upside down time. Let me scroll through these comments again real quick here. All right, guys, looks like it's completely frozen. So all right, well, hope you guys have a good day. And this isn't it for me. I'm definitely gonna do some more working out. I'm probably gonna hit that Peloton and do at least 20 miles on that thing, try and get some cardio there. And I'll definitely, at some point today, knock out 500 push-ups. I'll just tell you right now how I'm probably going to do that. I'm going to do a pyramid up to 20 and back down. So that means I'm going to do one push-up and then two push-ups and then three push-ups and then four push-ups until I finally get to a set of 20. I'm going to come back down 19, 18, 17, 16. That'll give me 400 push-ups right there. And then I'll just find a fun way to knock out the last 100. The last 100, I'll do them like I don't have a specific rep scheme for how I'm going to do that, but what I will do is I'm going to do it like on odd objects. Like I like to take my kids um, like dodgeballs that they have. Like they have these little, like, dodgeballs, and they don't even have to be the same size. I'm not looking for it to be symmetrical, but I take the little dodgeballs or kickballs that they have, and I'll do the push-ups on the kickball. So it creates this crazy instability. And if one's bigger than the other, then each set I'll just keep switching them out. So that instability it's fun to play around with, and then I'll probably play around with doing some handstands or whatever. So that's how I'm going to get to the 500 push-ups though. So I'll definitely do 500 push-ups later today. If you're wondering, I'm definitely going to at least bike 20 miles on this Peloton, try and sweat some stuff out. And yeah, that should do it. That should do it. I'm not a professional athlete. I don't even be spending all day working out. I got other things to do. So hope this video finds you guys doing well. Take care. God bless. Bye.